You've just heard about a lot of great technology. I'm not going to talk to you about technology. I want to talk to you about Telkomsel and our journey to a digital business. All of you in this room own phones, so on behalf of the telecommunications industry, we thank you. We hope you pay a lot for the data services. But I also want to show you a quick video to explain to you who the customers now are of telcos and where telcos are moving and what it means to us at Telkomsel. So if you can roll the video, please. So what you saw there was a highlight of our customers, video, music, gaming. How many of you have been to an eSport event? Okay, so we run eSports at Telkomsel. We actually sponsor a league. We sponsor three international teams. If you've not been to an eSport event, go to it. It's like going to a Rolling Stones concert where Manchester United's playing Liverpool. People cry, people dress up in costumes, they're passionate about it, and they consume a lot of data. And the telco industry has gone through an evolution. This is a framework that I've used within Telkomsel and beyond. And originally, for telcos, it was all about network coverage. So whoever had the best network won. Okay, so Telkomsel, in Indonesia, we cover the entire country, which at high tide is 10,000 islands, and at low tide is 17,000 islands. Okay? It then moves to product bundling. It was all about how you bundle your products, combo plans, what you can do. The wave that we're now in is the digital transformation, and the telcos enable digital transformation. Every bank, every port system, every autonomous car runs off of a telco network. You know, the telcos should probably get together like OPEC does and just basically figure out what the cost of oil, what's the cost of data should be, and monetize it better, right? We just should turn off the data pipes for a bit. But digital is where it's at, and it's this evolution to a digital business that drives transformation and drives the innovation in telcos. And this is where telcos now are changing. And it also means that everything's about software and everything's about IT. I always joke with my network colleagues and say that eventually they'll catch up to where IT is, and by that time IT will have left and we'll be on another island. So again, it's these waves that we go through. Because the waves have created this digital customer. You saw our customers are people that play games, or people that watch esports. Everybody uses, well, not very many people use voice anymore. Voice, SMS are down. Everyone uses data. I don't know if you just saw our Max stream. We streamed World Cup live in Indonesia. We're the largest platform to show World Cup. I don't know if you saw the price there. It was 30 gig, which is what we calculated. You could watch every single minute of the World Cup. 30 gigabyte mobile data, any network, 24/7, 10,000 rupiah. Anybody know how much 10,000 rupiah is? It's $1 Sing. For $1 Sing, you can use 30 gigabytes of data to watch World Cup. We're not going to charge you for it, right? We charge you if you want to use the data. So it's this insatiable appetite. Our payload growths as a country are growing at over 100% year on year. Some of the cheapest data in the world. You know, ASEAN, Indonesia, is home to a huge amount of innovation. 4 of the top 5 unicorns are from Indonesia. The 5th is invested by an Indonesian, right? Who would have thought that one of the most popular startups is ride-hailing for motorcycles? If you've not been to Indonesia, you'll know that our customers sit on the back of a motorcycle in rush hour for 3 hours, not holding onto the motorcycle, and they're watching YouTube. And they probably are topping up along the way. Because we've moved this evolution to a digital business, the digital consumer has driven this, where we know that mobility is how things are consumed. All of you in this room consume all your services through mobility. It doesn't matter whether you're booking your airline ticket, you booked your reservation to come here, your hotel, everything is consumed through mobility. And that's why you all want cheap data. We'd like you to acknowledge that it's all through mobility and the data should actually be more expensive. But also, it's big data analytics. I was talking backstage, Nelson, think of it as, for us, it's about volume, velocity, and variety. You can take a lot of data with little variety, and it's easy. You can take, a lot of variety but doesn't come in very fast. But a volume, velocity, and variety is what drives a lot of this. Social is how things are discovered. I always joke with my IT maintenance team, I don't need a lot of the tools that you all talk about. Why? Because if our systems are down, social media lights up. Well, literally, my team will spend more time searching Instagram and Facebook than they will actually look at a lot of our monitoring. Because if our recharge system goes down, for 5 minutes, social media will light up. Okay? If it's down for an hour, we got stuff on Instagram, and everybody loves to hate a telco, right? It's never Netflix's problem, it's always the telco's problem. Okay? So, and we know that cloud is how things are delivered. This is the digital business. This is what the telcos helped everybody else create, and this is where our challenge is on the evolution. So I've used a framework within Telkomsel and within my team to think of it across 2 dimensions. Your horizontal is your internal processes. For those in the room that are on the finance side and CFO, this just translates to higher net income, higher EBITDA, which I'm sure for all the owners, they love that. All the shareholders love higher net income. The marketing people, that's the external focus. That's the channels. So our job within Telkomsel is to understand that we need to digitize processes, we need to digitize channels to drive this digital transformation to a digital business. That's our challenge. If you look where the telcos around the world, look what AT&T has done by the content they buy. That's where we're all heading for, and that's how we're leveraging telco, this inflection point, and leveraging Tibco technologies to help drive us to this digital transformation. But we also recognize that the customer behaviors are changing. They're no longer linear, and they actually spend more time in evaluation than they do actually in purchase. And so this concept of an omni-channel is the customer is always in the channel. How many of you guys could live for a day without your phone? Probably none of you, right? So the customers are always in the channel. They're always doing stuff. They're never not in the channel in the digital world. And so how do you provide unique, ubiquitous service when a customer's always in the channel? That's like they're always in the Apple store. Everything you do. So it's no longer linear. It's this iterative approach. So all of our systems, all of our approaches have to be changed to this basically flow of water type of a way, okay? And it means that everything they do in each channel, they want to be able to see it in another channel. That means if you buy something on one channel and you go to another channel, you want to just see what you bought on that other channel. And the digital customers today don't think in digital channels or traditional channels, they just think in channels. So if you're here in Southeast Asia, you know the single largest channel is USSD, short codes. Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia. Short codes is still one of the most pervasive used channels. It's a traditional channel. It's a feature phone channel. You'd be surprised the number of smartphone people that use that channel. So again, the challenge that we've had is how to create this seamless experience, seamless across platforms, seamless across operations, and effectively, from an outside-in view, saying is a customer just wants to be treated as a customer what they do. They don't want for them to tell you what they want to do. You've got to be seamless across it, whether that means how you respond to a fault, how you deal when somebody cuts your fiber and it goes down, or the fact that, and like during World Cup, literally everybody would log on to World Cup 4.5 minutes before kickoff to 30 seconds after kickoff. That's the only time they do. That's the only time we had to have a lot of infra, was that 5 minutes. Because nobody logs on to World Cup before, because they know World Cup always starts at the same time. It's like Eric from Switzerland. It's like right on time they start, okay? And they don't want to log on too much after 50 seconds because, you know, as Brazil and Germany found out many years, you can score goals really quickly. So we had to do those challenges because it has to be seamless. So Telkomsel, we started our journey several years ago. We're relatively simple that we only offer mobile service. We don't offer fiber, we don't offer fixed line. We offer only mobile service, but we offer a lot of it. We have about 160 million subscribers. We do, on average, about 2.5 billion customer interactions a day. Not calls, not data packets. It's 2.5 billion times customers interact with us. Check balance. We know that customers unlock their phone about 110 times a day. They check their balance 3 or 4 times a day. You're dealing with $4 or $5 US ARPU. They watch a YouTube clip. The first thing they do, we know it almost down to a science. They check their balance. They use their phone to hail a ride hailing. They check their balance. So we do all that. We also process, you can see here, we process a large amount of data every day. You know, we're up to now 15, 16, 17 petabytes of raw data a day. Our systems that have to run on our network to look at our data run at 3.2 trillion TPS. At our payload growth, you run at anything less than 3 trillion TPS will not capture the data that you're doing, will not be able to inspect the data. Okay, we cover the entire country, you know, have millions, billions of records that come through from voice and data. So our challenge is how do we take all our brands, all of our channels, and how do we make them agile? How do we make our organization more agile and transform to this digital business? So what we looked at was we wanted to develop an open API architecture. We wanted to make it as future-proof as we can. We wanted to focus on customer experience. So we needed to have multi-speed. We needed to have performance and scalability. And we knew we wanted to make it API-driven microservices because the Indonesian culture deals on microservices. You go out there, you order a single pizza. You hail a motorbike. Everything is always done on this transactional basis. There's no such thing as really an order. So we had to do that, and we had to then say that every experience you could do across your channels, it was the same, and it was ubiquitous because the customers and my stakeholders, the sales and marketing teams, were tired of IT telling them that, oh, this channel can do this product and this channel can do that product. We can service this customer that way. They just wanted it to be the same. That was our goal, and that was our intention. So from there, we developed what is called a digital core platform. It's an enterprise service bus, an API gateway enterprise service bus, microservices, container-based. And think of it this way. All of our channels, traditional or digital, so our systems of engagement are northbound, talk to our southbound systems, our systems of record, through these APIs, okay? This is not a small greenfield spin off a little slice of the business. This is our entire business that we put on this. This was started, you know, we started the project. Tibco was a big player in this, our major player for the service bus, the gateway, but we leveraged with Red Hat and Microsoft and Sigma Systems on the product catalog. And we kicked this off, and in month 6, we went live with the first release. And by month 10, we had the whole architecture in. We've slowly been onboarding the products and the channels across that. And the idea that we had to do was to reduce the time to market. And a big part of that was the business wanted effectively daily agility at the northbound. They wanted to be able to change the menus, the look and feel of the apps. They wanted to do all that. We also wanted to roll out more channels. We rolled out the video platform for World Cup. We've rolled out a gaming platform. We're the largest, as I said, game player in Indonesia. We know that people buy game tokens, and it increases 20% on our ARPU. So it's important that, but all of these consumed roughly the same level of APIs. So we wanted to move to this. So we went, as I said, a container-based architecture, catalog-driven support. We also support all the omnichannel to integration to exposing our artificial intelligence. And we focused on browse and buy. That was our biggest atomic event, so that you could leverage from any channel the ability to browse the product catalog, a single product catalog for the company, browse through that, do all the rules validation, do all the eligibility, and then purchase. So every channel became the same. And this was what was referred to, for those of you that walk the halls at Telkomsel, this is our digital core platform. This is one of our key initiatives of 2018 and 2019. As I said, we leveraged Tibco technology. So you see here, Cloud Managery, BWCE, the Business Workflow Container Edition, Active Space, and FOS, and specifically OPE. Because what we had to also do is we had to run at size and scale. We had to run with resiliency. This is targeted. We run, our metrics are, we run this at about 30,000 TPS, HA, active, across 2 data centers. So this, our entire business, you see all those northbound channels, that is our business. Both the channels we interact with from our customers, what we use in our shops, what we use in our call center, and what we expose to the market. So Tokopedia, one of the unicorns on e-commerce in Indonesia. So it's platform to platform play as well. So now you can go onto our channel and buy a product, buy top up, or you can go onto the e-commerce. It's exactly the same product catalogs, it's exactly the same feel. This gives us great scalability, gives us great ability to go into the ecosystem partnerships. With that, you can see here some of the current metrics we have. We do 30 million or so transactions a day through this. We've onboarded a majority of all of our digital channels and are moving across the products, right? So this is not something that we just do for a couple products or a single channel. We've basically taken kind of our entire IT architecture is now based on that. So we're doing a lot of other work with other vendors and other products to come up as we move into the B2B space and everything else. The first question we ask everybody is, can you work in a headless architecture? Can you work so you can be called by APIs? Because this is where our business is running to. We have taken our current digital channel that was just our mobile app. We've taken about 1,500 products in what we refer to as UXP. And you can see there the reduction that we've gotten. So we've reduced our portfolio by 2/3. This has allowed us to have greater efficiency, reduced time to market, better operational, better P&L. Okay, and this was a huge key thing that we had to do across our digital channels. Similarly, we did this across our traditional channels because we still use a lot of traditional channels, predominantly USSD. So again, we've had to accomplish a reduction. So we not only use this to introduce technology change, we introduced this and leveraged this to build upon our business transformation. How do we take our product catalogs, and every telco has these massive, monolithic, big product catalogs that never get rationalized. We use this chance to rationalize it, and our APIs now, our single product catalog feeds our biller, feeds our network, feeds all of our other systems. So again, catalog-driven approach. The biggest aspect was, as you can see from the top, our traditional channel, and from the lower, our digital channel, the mobile app. What it gives us is a consistent customer journey. So it doesn't matter now if some marketing guy wants to come up with a new channel. I say, fine, do yours, do the UI, UX, do it, get it, here's the APIs, you can do it. It's changed our interaction with the business. They see us as more collaborative, see us as more responsive to it. So this is where we've come. Our next big thing that we're looking at is we don't leverage a lot of cloud, and it's difficult for us to move an entire workload to the cloud. So what we are actually POCing right now is to take a part of a workload and burst it to the cloud. Why? Because our marketing team will run a surprise deal. They'll give IT, the agreement is they'll give IT 24-hour notice, and they'll say, okay, for the next 24 hours, go on the mobile app, and you can buy 25 gig for like $1. So it floods ours. We've got big regional festival seasons. So our ability now is to take this and effectively run part of the Tibco technology, and not that we move the entire workload to a cloud, but we say that when we get to a certain level, we'll burst that to the cloud. So this is the next big thing that we're doing, because at our size and scale, for some of these periods, I have to run at almost 2 times my infrastructure ability. So this is the next big thing that we're doing across our journey to a digital business. So on behalf of Telkomsel, thank you to Tibco for giving me this opportunity to speak to you, and thanks for all of you that have participated in our Telkomsel journey. Thank you very much.